Toph vs Bumi. Who wins between these two powerful characters if they were to face off in a full-scale battle? Well, that is the battle I have for y'all today. Like, share, and subscribe, as well as comment down below any thoughts you'll have about this video. Now, before getting right into the video, let me just state that I'm only going to be using these two characters from the 3 seasons of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Nickelodeon. I am not using Legend of Korra or anything like that, just the 3 seasons. Okay, now let's get into it and start with just their physical strength. Obviously, I would have to go to Bumi's side in terms of physical strength. I mean, given that they are both earthbenders, you kind of have the understanding that they're both given beyond human levels of normal physical strength, given that they have to be actual earthbenders. So both of them are physically strong, I guess, but I'll have to lean towards Bumi being physically superior to Toph just because I think he has better feet, and I'd like to believe that Bumi is physically stronger than a 12-year-old girl. And then when it comes to speed, though, I'd prefer to say that they are more or less relative, given that they are more or less able to keep up with the same caliber of characters, and there's not much to actually imply that either one is faster than the other. In terms of durability, though, I'll say that Bumi is superior there as well. I think Bumi has taken more attacks than Toph. I mean, he's generally older, much older, and has probably fought in a lot more battles than Toph. And though Toph has obviously also taken quite a few attacks of her own, but in comparison, I prefer to say that Bumi is more durable than Toph. In terms of their combat skill, well, to be completely honest, they aren't necessarily known for being great hand-to-hand combat fighters. They are earthbenders who never actually have the use of actually learning general combat skills. But given that Bumi is older and more experienced, actually kind of trained to some extent, I will lean towards Bumi and say that he's probably a better fighter than Toph. But then you have to start talking about their power, their bending power. And when you're talking about the bending power, I will be completely honest, it becomes a lot more complicating and a lot more tricky. You see, Toph does have sand bending and metal bending. Thing is, both these elements need to actually be in the area of the battle for them to actually be useful. But nevertheless, it does mean that she has a bit of a larger arsenal than most other earthbenders. That's obviously quite impressive. But then she also has her general earthbending abilities, which are obviously quite insane, given that she's able to attack in a variety of different ways. Her earthbending is so unorthodox and so different from most other earthbenders, it makes her such a big threat to many or most of Avatar: The Last Airbender characters. And then obviously she has an insane feat of holding up the entire library whilst being surrounded by sand, which at the time wasn't her best asset because she wasn't a sandbender at the time, and she was able to hold up the entire library. That is an insane feat of raw earthbending power, which only adds on to the general earthbending power she has displayed, the insane versatility she has displayed as an earthbender, and the fact that she has mental bending and sandbending. But on the other hand, Bumi is able to just bend with one part of his body. He's able to turn earth or rock into sand, and then he turned that into quicksand, which is, I guess, kind of sandbending as well, which is obviously quite impressive. And in general, he has so many different ways of attacking. His earthbending style of fighting as well is so unorthodox and different from other earthbenders, makes him as powerful as you have seen him to be. Because of how unorthodox he fights, he's kind of like he moves a little bit more agile than most other earthbenders, making him a lot more complicating to go up against. And he also has quite a lot of powerful feats, with him being able to throw around massive boulders, and him being able to just not only just disrobe Fire Lord Ozai's entire statue, but him also being able to throw away entire houses or buildings like they were absolutely nothing. So, I mean, both of them are insanely powerful, or very versatile, and obviously insanely dangerous. Now, who do I actually think wins this battle of these two characters to face off in a full-scale battle? Well, I'll be completely honest. I think Bumi should win. Bumi should be stronger, he should be a bit more durable than Toph is, he's definitely a bit more experienced, and so should be a bit of a better fighter than Toph is. Both of them have insane power feats of earthbending, and though Toph does have sandbending, so kinda does Bumi. And on top of that, Bumi is able to turn literal earth into sand. And again, Toph does have sand bending and metal bending, but if these two elements are not in the area of the battle, they are more or less pointless to her. Whilst Bumi, on the other hand, can turn literal rock into sand and then bend with just one part of his body. And he also has more experience and insane levels of power. I would prefer to lean towards Bumi winning the fight, but obviously it's going to be a really close fight, because nevertheless, Toph can most definitely keep up with Bumi's combat skills and raw power, because she herself is quite versatile and quite powerful, but I'd slightly lean towards Bumi being the victorious one in this battle. And I'm sure many people are gonna have a lot of comments and thoughts about this. It's completely understandable. If y'all do, please leave them down below. This is MC Info with another MC Clash. I'm out.